It wasn't time to start the show. Why have I done this? Gosh, it's hot. I'm shirtless this stream. Don't tell anyone. Your mom jokes? Really? I wonder how much battery this has left. Probably half. Yeah, about half. Good enough for today, probably. Pokemon with Blight. Pokemon Untied. Oh, game crashed. Let's go. Ugh. Let's see if I can fix this. Hold on. Yep, it crashed again. That's not great. Not great. Once more with feeling. I might have to clear cache or something. The thing is, it's not even getting to the cutscene, is it? Or is it? Oh, it's downloading. It might not crash this time. Right, that's going to be going for a while. Shouldn't have started streaming yet, but oh well. I wanted to see everything that's available. Are the patch updates available here? Yes, they are. All right, I'm going to show you this while it's updating. About to see him come. Moving on. Let's see. So cooldown reduced on X-Scissor because he needed to be able to use that even more. It's not like the only outplay you had with X-Scissor was to know when he was going to use it. No big deal. Oh, Stealth Rock does stupid damage? Make X-Scissor do stupid damage too. I don't know why, but for some reason with Crustle and Venusaur, they refuse to nerf the moves that do damage. They just make them equal. Whichever one is worse, they don't make them both worse, they just make them both better. I don't know why. Like, the only nerf I think Crustle's damage ever got was not getting crits, and then they gave him back anyway. So that wasn't even a nerf. Rapid Spin, now it's like Covet, where it just, if you get stunned, it slows you down. Thank goodness, because Rapid Spin Blastoise was literally so fast you couldn't get away. It was the worst. It's always been the worst. I'm glad they've fixed that. Hydro Pump, cooldown reduced. Hate that, because it was already oppressive. And the only reason it wasn't good is because people were using Rapid Spin, and now that's been slightly nerfed, so the Hydro Pump in theory should have been good to begin with. That's probably going to be too much. But at least Ult does less damage. Finally. It only took most of the Blastoise's existence, and they finally nerfed it to a point where it's actually not stupid good for no reason. Blastoise ult is the reason most of the ults in this game should be better, because he should not have an ult that good. Mass stun, mass damage, and like super guaranteed steal. Like, it was too good. Damage decreased. on Surf, thank goodness, because it literally dealt about half the health of most squishies. Like, Cinderace was literally... Cinderace and Decidueye were obliterated by Surf. If Greninja had Surf, he needed one crit boosted attack and you would die. It's dumb. Smokescreen fixed bug causing effects to not trigger. I don't know what that means. Extreme Stream Plus, move downgrade, whatever that means. Power Up Punch fixed bugs that affected damage. I don't know what that means. Does that mean it did too much damage? Does that mean it didn't do enough? I don't know. It didn't feel bad. It felt like a good move. So, if it feels worse now, we know. I'm not... You know what? I don't know. I don't know what's happening in the Discord, and I don't want to know. Something about filming someone's... You know what? I don't want to know. They finally dealt with... a little bit. They finally... Dang it. Man. Hoopa ult finally nerfed. It was like the second, if not first. No, it was the best ult in the game by far because of the teleport. Honestly, you could remove Hoopa's Unbound form completely and it's just the portal and it would still be the best ult in the game. Straight up. Hoopa's ult does not need to do damage at all, quite frankly. It doesn't need any. Hyperspace Fury doesn't need to stun. Psybeam doesn't need to do damage. He doesn't need to get more damage, health, and shield when he ults. If it was just the ring, Hoopa would still be the best ult in the game. So I would not be surprised if we saw this again, but I just don't think they care enough. You know, it's like, alright, it does less damage now. Whatever. Also, apparently, with the numbers, let me see if I can get... was it in Void Chord that Chari posted the updated patch notes? Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna show the numbers here just because this is outrageous and someone needs to know. So let me show you this. Look at this. Look at this absolute outrage. Hoopa, Hyperspace Fury, total 1600 before. Now does 1000. That's a reasonable number. Why was it this? Why? Look at this. Why was it this large? He gets Hyperspace Fury like every 4 seconds. Look at this. Look at this. That's outrageous. Alright, Psybeam. 2,000 damage it did. Every 4 seconds. 2,000. You thought Solar Beam was bad. Speaking of Solar Beam, I'm just gonna show this ahead of time. Look at the damage this move can do. In its Solar Beam Plus, you get this move every 3 seconds. Look at this. What makes you think it needs this? What on earth makes you think it needs to do this much damage? Oh, because Petal Dance is too good. Everyone only ever uses Petal Dance. Yeah, because it's Petal Dance. Solar Beam's never going to be as good as Petal Dance. They're different moves. They're never going to be the same. Petal Dance lets you go in and survive. It makes you one of the best melee attackers in the game. It makes you Garchomp but functional. It's always going to be the best move on Venusaur, no matter what. The only way you could possibly make Solar Beam comparative to that is if you made it a one-shot, which it is! Why does it do 10,000 damage? What's wrong with you? Stop it! It's only 400 more damage. 400 more damage is a lot! 400 more damage is as much damage as a lot of moves do total in this game. The moves that aren't supposed to do damage do about 400. Between 4 and 6. That's a normal amount of damage. What's wrong with you? Stop this. Stop trying to make Solar Beam Petal Dance. Stop it. Why? Why are you like this? Alright. Rant not yet over, but temporarily on hold. But also there's some other numbers here. So cooldown on Hydro Pump from 8.5 to 7.5, which is annoying. X Scissor from 9 seconds to 7 seconds. Surf damage from 1575 damage to 1402. So, you know, like a little less than 100 less damage, which is not bad. At least it's less. It's something. It's not an impactful nerf, but it's something. And I'll take it. Every 100 matters as a squishy. Cinderace Blaze Kick. Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet. Okay. We don't have numbers on the damage increase on Hoopa. That's a shame. Cinderace Blaze Kick damage dealt to opposing Pokemon decreased. As a Cinder main, don't really care. Because Blaze Kick, I don't use it for the damage. The damage Blaze Kick itself does is almost irrelevant. The stun, the reposition, and the basic attack speed increase, like the attack speed increase, is far more valuable. Like, the fact that it did so much damage was just a bonus. You know, just like, oh, it also does enough damage to just straight up confirm kills. Sure. You know, like, the stun would also be confirming kills anyway. It's, you know, like, it doesn't matter. This just saves you one... It doing this much damage just saved one basic attack. You know what? I'm just gonna show you the Discord. You don't need to see this. You don't need to see this. You know what it looks like. So, yeah. So, Blaze Kick, instead of 1,125, it does 875. That's a reasonable amount of damage. I would even still say that it's kind of still high. But that's with the burn. So, meh. You're just like, that's still kind of high, but that's a reasonable amount of damage. That's about as much damage as you would expect from a damaging move that has other effects. That's roughly what you would expect. It's kind of low? Not really. You know, like, it's fine. And, like, with the other effects, I would say this is still kind of high. But, whatever. Pyro Ball Plus, effect on user strengthened. I think it buffs your damage, if I remember rightly. So that's dangerous. But at least it doesn't do more damage. The actual wording here is... effects on user strengthened. Feint. This move's movement speed increase has been strengthened. Thank goodness, because Feint is worthless. Like, even in terms of, like, dodging things, which you can do, you can, like, skill-based dodge most ults in the game.
Take her first. Her buns are juicier.
What?
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Hey, yo?
You said juicier. I can't.
I'm fucked.
What are you in a fast food restaurant? Who's talking about juicy buns in our stream? What's happening?
She dumped. Yes!
Playing Lunch Lady? Oh, you are.
No! She left me alone! You guys see that shit? Who's the lady? The lunch lady that's trying to fucking kill us?
Terrifying. Terrifying. Get your juicy buns out of here, Shiny. Don't quote that. What is happening? What was I doing? Right, this. Okay. So Feint, yeah, you can dodge most of the ults in the game with Feint, sure, but like you could do that with Flame Charge too, with skill. You know, it's like any of the non-sure hit unites, like Charizard, Fire Blast. You could dodge Fire Blast with both moves, but you'll also dodge the fire area with Flame Charge. You won't with Feint. This is the problem. It's just it gives you no movement. Feint really needs to be like Flame Charge, but with Unstoppable instead of damage. You know, like it needs to give you like a movement speed. It needs to be like an X speed or a speed up. It needs to give you something after the Feint is over. Right? It's just zero mobility. And that's a problem. Because if you take Feint Pyro Ball, you literally have no movement options. You're as slow as Ninetales. Slower now. She has a Rover Veil. Right? It's like you can do nothing. You have no ability to control your own position. So if you get stunned by anything, you die. If someone charges you, you die. Like, no matter what happens, you die. Like, if anyone hits you once, you're going to die, because they can hit you again. Right? Cinderace doesn't have the health to survive more than one hit. Like, if you are at half health as Cinderace, you are within one shot range. like your health bar has to be fully full for you to survive a hit. So like Feint is just not helpful, especially since its cooldown is like 10 seconds, whereas Flame Charges is I think under 6. Right? There's no way you can take Feint and be useful. That's the problem with it. So movement speed increase has been strengthened, thank goodness. It really needs it. Surprised Pyro Ball got a buff. That's dangerous, but it doesn't seem like it's a very strong buff. It's just something to make it worthwhile, really. Because really all it's used for is just range. It's just like, oh, if I take Blaze Kick, they're just going to kill me, because I'll be close to them. So I need to take Pyro Ball. That's really what Pyro Ball is for. That's all it's for. It's just a stronger boosted attack. That's all it is. It's just like, if I'm never going to be going in, well then that's what Pyro Ball's for. So you can still do damage. More damage, anyway. Azumarill stats increased. Aqua Tail, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. We don't know the numbers. Play Rough, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. It's basically doubled. So 540 to 1000, which it very much needed. Play Rough was completely worthless. It did nothing. You couldn't even like kill a combi with it at half health. You just couldn't do anything. It was worthless. So I'm glad that's finally something good. Aqua Tail getting a buff, damage increase, that's dangerous, because Aqua Tail was already one of its best moves. So that's going to be interesting. The stats were also increased. Supposedly damage, I assume, but I don't know. Maybe. Maybe something else. Gardevoir now evolves at level 8, which is crazy. So now it evolves and doesn't get its ult, I think. Confusion, which is Ralts's move before they level up, before they get Moonblast or no, is Confusion? No, I think it is that one. What's the other one? I can't remember. I can't remember what the other move is. There's Moonblast and then there's Psychic. That's it. It's Psychic. Confusion is the move before Kirlia gets one of those moves. So it's Ralts's move, basically. Damage goes from 1152 to 1430. That's fine. Ralts buff is fine. Gardevoir buff, that's fine. I don't know why. Gardevoir was already in like the best position it's ever been, but okay, sure. At least they didn't buff Future Sight. They also buffed Psyshock for some unknown reason. I can't imagine why. It was already painful to deal with. It was just free damage and maximum range, and taking Psyshock was made Gardevoir basically impossible to catch. Because they can kill you while you're running after them is infuriating. And they gain like a movement speed buff from it, like Hyper Voice. It's annoying. Serena got their attack up slightly for some reason. I'm not sure how her scaling works, so unsure of the impact that will have. But sure, I guess. Slowbro got stats. The damage increased on Scald. The movement speed decrease on Scald was buffed. That's good, because I didn't even know it had movement speed decrease. It was basically nothing. I believe that they buffed it before, too, and still just wasn't enough. Apparently it also reduced your attack, so that explains why Slowbro just never friggin' dies with it. Slow Beam Unite move. Charge rate increased. That's terrifying, because his Unite move is already one of the most game-changing things. Because, like, if you have, like, a carry Pokemon, again, like, it is, like, the bane of the existence of every squishy in the game. Because, like, Energy Amp, X-Attack, Slowbro can literally ult Cramorant, Pikachu, Cinderace, Cramorant, Decidueye, and I think Espeon and Gardevoir, maybe. And also Greninja, if they're missing any health at all. And they'll just die. You can straight up just take the strongest Pokemon. You can just surf in and literally take the strongest Pokemon on the enemy team and just kill it. The same goes with a Gengar. Gengar, Absol, Talon, Zera. You can take the strongest damaging Pokemon on the enemy team, pretty much no matter what it is, with the exception of like the all-rounders, and just kill it. Like at Zapdos, Slowbro is like the most painful Pokemon in the game to deal with. Because like you have to sacrifice somebody squishy. Because you're never gonna get Slowbro to ult a heavy. It's not gonna happen. Like the only way that would ever happen is if the heavy is the only one left. Right? It's just a hard counter to carry meta. It's hard counter to like the broken Pokemon meta. It's hard counter to a meta where like the entire team isn't doing work. It's like the anti solo queue Pokemon. If there's a broken Pokemon, you can just pick that one and kill it, no matter what. Because like the enemy team's gonna be killing it too. So like if you have like one damaged Pokemon with you while you're ulting it, doesn't matter what Pokemon in the game it is, it's going to die. Like I'm talking like even Blastoise, I'm talking even Crustle before ult. After ult, nothing kills that, but before ult, like Crustle will die, Blastoise will die, Trevenant will almost die, and if you have 2 damaged Pokemon, he will die. Like Slowbro ult basically just decides at least one Pokemon on the enemy team that is going to die. Like, you have to seek out Slowbro and kill it before the Zapdos fight. Like, you have to start a disadvantageous fight at like 220, 210, 230 even, and kill it. Because if you are like at the beginning of the fight and Slowbro ults, like the team is gonna die. It's just too much damage that the enemy team has over you. So that buff is terrifying. Because they basically just double down and saying, alright, everything Slowbro has is worthless. Ult kills. That's it. He's ult. That's all he is. That's all he's worth. That's terrifying. Because like ult was like the most it's just like skill issue. You know, like there's no outplaying it. There's no playing around it. It's just that this is what is happening and deal with it. Like your Cinderace is going to die, deal with it. Your Decidueye is going to die, deal with it. Because like if they have Surf, which why wouldn't they? Scald is bad. Even with the buff, Scald is still bad. You know, like they surf in, they can be at Zapdos, and they would be able to surf into the bush and pick out who they wanted. You know, like they can go extremely far in a way that stuns everyone. You know, like the only character that would even be able to stop Slowbro at that point would be Machamp. And Machamp is a really good Pokemon. They're probably just gonna ult Machamp, and you know, like it will be close to the enemy team. The enemy team will just kill Machamp, and now the enemy team is down a really good Pokemon with a really good ult. You know, just like there's just no real outplaying it. There's no way to outplay Surf Slowbeam. Like that just it decides games, and it's terrifying that they have now doubled down on that. Aegislash Secret Sword, hopefully nerfed. Duration of effects on opposing Pokemon good, because the slow, I believe it was a slow, and the slow it had was absolutely outrageous. Right, it lasted so long that if you got hit by Sacred Sword, you were just dead. If you didn't kill Aegislash, you were just dead. He gets like 3 boosted attacks in sword form, and you are as slow as molasses. It's insane. Aegislash, like hot take, Aegislash is way too good. He's been way too good since the beginning, and I just don't think people use him very well. He's stupid good. Dragonite, attack has been increased. Doesn't really feel like an impactful change, but it's there, I guess. It was given about 25 attack for some reason. There you go, that's it. Mime's ult lasts longer for some reason. Or not even its ult, but just the effect that it inflicts. I'm not even sure what status effect it inflicts. But whatever it does, it's increased. Not that it matters, because Mr. Mime's ult is really just about stunning everyone for a million years of their lifetime. Or just straight up killing them, because Mime does more damage than most attackers. Usually it will just outright kill you. Whatever effect it had on you really doesn't matter. Mystic Fire fixed a bug that caused an effect to not trigger, whatever that means. I don't really know what that means. This also doesn't seem to be on here at all, as far as I can tell. It's just I don't know what that means. I don't know what it did. I swear the way they make these patch notes is they like get a general idea from the coding team of all the differences they make, but the UI team has to make it like several weeks in advance. They're just like, all right, we gotta know like a week before the patch what is gonna happen to all the Pokemon. It's like we don't have the numbers, we don't know. They're just like, all right, well, give us the gist, and they'll put the gist in the patch notes. That's it. I don't know why. Also, XP share, the effect is strengthened. I'm happy about that as a support player, but useful, needed, kinda. So that's neat. Why is there a Johnny Noms dancing the Miku dance in my chat? What's happening? I don't know what was happening in the friggin' chat over there. The heck happened in here? Crazy people. Hi, Noms. Are you actually gonna play with me for once? In your Discord? In the Wiggly. It's Wiggly. Wiggly. Wiggly Wiggly. Doesn't look like a Wigglytuff at all. It looks more like a Blissey. It looks like... Oh, it's a Poplio with a Chansey's head. Why? Why? What is that? Rate my emote. I rate that like below 6. That one's definitely below a 6. That's awful. Gotta do something real quick with both the blue. Alright, that's the end of that sentence. Cool. See ya. That's it. That's the end of it. That's the end of the sentence. It's over. That's all you get. There you go. Quit clowning around. I swear I've heard of Chris Heroes. That sounds like a familiar name. I feel like I always confuse it with Chris M360 as well.